Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkle Squad. I'm so happy to see you again. And I decided that I wanted to build a base game house in honor of the Sims 25th birthday and the update we just got. And yes, I do know I'm a little bit late and the birthday was several days ago, but you know, better late than never. And if you watched my last video, I talked about how I was having a lot of sinus problems and that I was feeling better. Well, apparently I wasn't, because I ended up having to go to the doctor. So I ended up just kind of like taking a break and taking care of myself for a little while. So I think I actually do feel better now thanks to some antibiotics. But I decided that, you know, it was time to build a base game house. I don't do it very often. Honestly, just because I love having access to as many items as humanly possible, which means that I don't necessarily do base game. But since we did just get the base game update with new windows and doors, and we also got some like kitchen cabinets and like a fireplace and like all kinds of stuff, so I really tried to build a house using all of those items, and I hope I didn't miss any. And I wish when they did these, they didn't do it like in an SDX drop, because it never tells you which items are new. Like, I wish it did, because I feel like that would be like super helpful. And I didn't get a chance to watch anybody's like reaction or overview of it, so hopefully I used the items. And like, we got a new like wall tile and floor tile as well. And I will say that when I built this, I had already started the like event that's going on right now. I cannot remember the name of it, but the like nostalgia one. So, and I say that because I already got the like some of the first rewards for the first week, which there are like some floors with that. So the wood floor and some of the tile I use is actually from that event. So if you don't recognize some of these items, I promise this is base game. This is already up on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID, spicensprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. So if you want to go download it, I double checked when I upload it to make sure there wasn't any extra items in it. I do try to do that anytime I do like a limited pack build, just to make sure I didn't accidentally use an item, because in case like you've never really tried to do a base game build when you have other packs, like every time I put the, what am I trying to say, the sort thing, every time I tell it to do only base game, it's totally fine. It keeps that unless I do like the copy tool. And basically, whenever you do that for some reason, it undoes your selection. So meaning all of a sudden it shows me all of the items. So I have to be really careful if I'm not paying attention, because I do like copy and paste items a lot, especially like landscaping and everything. So if I don't, you know, watch what I'm doing, I end up using items I shouldn't be. Like I actually did, I think it was let's see, what was it, get together? No. There was one, growing together. That's what it was. It was a growing together build. And I don't know why, but like before I uploaded, I was like, oh, I forgot a thermostat. And I put a thermostat in it for no reason other than, oh, I forgot to do it. And not even thinking that that is a seasons item. So like, for instance, that one is uploaded and it accidentally has a random thermostat in it. But other than that, it is also a limited pack build. And I also try to, so long as I remember, I put it on a limited pack playlist on my channel as well. So if you're looking for all those builds that I have that are limited packs, they are found there. And of course, if you're on the gallery, you can sort by like which packs you have. I think it may automatically do it. I say it might because since I have all the packs, it has everything checked. I'm assuming it only checks the ones you actually have. And I will also say I definitely used debug live edit. So again, if some of the like, especially the landscaping you don't recognize, that's because it came out of that catalog. But again, all still base game, so you can still use it. And I honestly really like the way this house turned out, especially the exterior. The interior, I had a little bit of a harder time with, because trying to decide what I wanted the color scheme to be, and so that like we have enough items to go with the color scheme I chose, especially with base game. Like it took me a little while, especially when it came to like the living and dining room. But this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. So this should definitely cover most family gameplay. And of course, you may have to tweak it in terms of like what kind of skill building items, that kind of thing. I did try to include a lot of those here as well. I tried to make this a really like well-rounded, useful build. And I say useful just because sometimes I build things that don't have as many skill building items, you know what I mean? Like you'll really have to edit it depending on like what your sim's doing, but I do think I end up having like an easel, a chess table, we have swimming, we have like a treadmill. I also have a computer in here. So there's lots of things for your sim to do. I think I also put like the woodworking table. So like there's a lot for your sims to do. I end up putting the monkey bars in the backyard as well. So trying to make sure there's a bunch of stuff for kids. I end up having space for like an infant, which of course you can change for a toddler or a kid. And then I have a room for 2 kids. And then I have a room for like a teen was kind of my intention. But like I said, if you want to swap it up, please feel free to do so. And I do end up actually using the fireplace twice. And something I didn't realize was, I think something else that was new is like a 2-tile like stone piece to go underneath the fireplace that matches the stone on the fireplace. Like I think I just placed it, just then. And like I didn't know that came, but I love that because sometimes I like putting some stone around the fireplace and it's kind of cool that it matches. And I honestly really like this fireplace. Like let me know if, you have taken a look at these items, what your favorite new item is. I honestly don't know what my favorite would be because I really like the new cabinets as well. So I think we got a lot of good swatches too, but just trying to figure out the color combination here was a little bit difficult, and like finding a coffee table I like. I end up having 2 of those and kind of scooting it together to make it look a little bit bigger because I wanted a larger coffee table, but we didn't have many. I think it was like that one that I had, and I just didn't necessarily care for the way it looked. And I don't know. I feel like the new lights we got, I know we got some new overhead lights in base game as well. I don't care for them very much. And I think maybe it's just because I feel like they're a little bit big. So I did use them and I think I ended up sizing them down just because I felt like they were just a little oversized, at least for this build. So maybe if you use medium wall height or something, but I've seen a lot of people use them like in shorts and reels and in their own speed builds and stuff. So like, let me know, am I the only one? Which is definitely possible, that I just feel like maybe those lights are just a little bit too big. I don't know. Maybe that's just my personal preference. And again, if you don't recognize the art that I'm using right here, this is again out of like the Debug Live Edit. And so you can like have these different swatches, again, all out of base game, so you don't have any issues there. Oh, and I also, you can see I just put like an actual like home phone, which is so cute. I was so excited. Again, one of the items that we just got in the like event that's going on right now. So if you don't recognize it, I also put like a wall phone in the kitchen. I was so excited about that. And maybe that's just because like I played Sims 1 and definitely an item that I use and you had to have because like you didn't have a cell phone during like when in Sims 1 when you were trying to play. So I don't know, I just thought it was really cute and just extra clutter. Although I don't feel like a whole lot of people, at least people I know anyways, don't really have home phones anymore. Let me know if you're someone that still does. I feel like there is something nice about having a home phone. Not going to lie, like I think I actually had one for like a year or two a while back because it was just kind of part of my like cable plan. So I randomly had it and I think it like, I didn't even know like what the number was, and it rang one time and it scared me half to death. Like I wasn't expecting to actually get a phone call. Like, and of course it wasn't like anything because nobody knew my number because I didn't even know it. And I do end up actually taking that picture out because I was thinking it would kind of work, but then I decided that it really didn't. I think the hardest part for me was the rugs. I love using rugs and I don't know, it just, none of them fit quite right. So I ended up having to swap it out a lot. I like paused my recording just to find a rug for the dining room. But I love that I could use that really nice round table because it just feels like it takes up so much room and a little like an awkward amount of room sometimes. So I don't get to use it very often. And we do end up having kind of like a breakfast nook as well. But I figured that would be a cute area for like the kids to do their homework, that kind of thing. Like maybe they actually eat at this dining room area, but in the breakfast nook, it's just kind of where the kids hang out while one of the parents is cooking, that kind of thing. I don't know. I think it sounds really cute. I just don't necessarily feel like The Sims will do that just because I feel like The Sims don't do what you want them to do at the same time very often. And oh, we also did get that like cluster of new pictures as well, which I thought was so pretty. I just kind of like really quickly put it over in the corner of the living room, and I do use it in a different swatch upstairs as well. And I think I sized it up kind of by the stairs upstairs, and I thought it looked really cute. I do really like that item as well. And I also really like, we got like a longer window, which I use in the kitchen, and I think that looked so cute. I feel like I always want to put some kind of like longer window in the kitchen, and I have a hard time finding one that kind of actually fits. So I think that worked out like super well in there, which I know I'm like getting ahead of myself. You'll see that in a minute. But of course I did add a bunch of like kid clutter everywhere, just because I figured if you're in a household with 4 kids, you're gonna have a lot of stuff everywhere. Like it's just gonna be all over the place. And this was the floor tile along with this wood floor is what I was talking about, came with the event. And I can't remember if I swap out that flooring or not, because I don't think I even realized until like I was upstairs working on a bathroom that we got a new floor. Like I said, since I didn't have a chance to watch like people talk about it or look at like a guide as to what we got, I just kind of had to go on memory as the stuff that didn't look familiar. So we did get this new wall tile as well, which I love too. Like I love a good wall tile. Like, okay, like let's be honest, I love anything basically that we get in The Sims. And I guess I should also mention that we did just get a new expansion pack trailer. Let me know if you watched it and kind of how you feel about it. I feel like I said, I haven't looked at a bunch of like different commentary, but I feel like people are thinking it's just kind of an extension of Get to Work, if that makes sense. However, I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic. I think there is more to it, although the trailer kind of makes it feel like maybe it's just kind of a Get to Work kind of thing. The only other thing I'm worried about is it does show like your ability to combine like public and residential lots and like having employee only area, which is actually really exciting because I know a lot of us pretend. Like I know a lot of the builds that I have like a bakery or something else, like I go ahead and put basically an apartment upstairs, and as of right now you have to like live separately. Technically you have like a home lot, even though you can basically live on your business lot, you just still have to have another lot. So I think that's a cool idea. My concern is, since it looks like it kind of uses the system from For Rent, and I think that system still has issues that haven't been fixed. I guess that's kind of my worry, is that maybe we have some like residual issues from that, if that makes sense. Like if they're using that same like code for it. So I guess we'll see. But I know also people are talking about, oh, there's only like, 2 hobbies. Like we have the tattooing and the pottery, which both I think would be really cool. And it looked like some of the art the Sim could create as like a tattoo artist looked really cool. Like honestly, I love looking at like art from tattoo artists just because I think it looks really neat, to be honest. And I ended up, and this is like so random, I ended up going to like a tattoo convention one time when I was in college. I don't have any tattoos, but a friend of mine did, and honestly it was something for us to go do, if that makes sense. And it was actually really neat. Like a lot of the artists had their art there, and like it was so cool to look at. So like that's really exciting for me, and it looks like maybe we can actually upload our own designs for tattoos, which I think is also really cool. Like I think we're getting cool things with it. I'm just, I'm hoping like fingers crossed that it really is a little more than maybe what people feel like it might be. But it looked like maybe you could own your own gym or something as well. Like in just little shots, they kind of sped through it. And I think, what is it, on the 18th or something like that, we're supposed to get the gameplay trailer. So hopefully we'll see a little more then, but I'm holding out optimism. So like, let me know what you think. I feel like there's mixed emotions happening, at least on social media from what I can see. But again, I don't spend a ton of time on social media, so I could totally be missing that section of people that are actually really excited about it. And I don't know, I'm excited. There's more items. they look cool. So I'm excited about that. So, and I think, is it the beginning of March we're supposed to get it? I can't even remember, y'all. I feel like we've had so much going on recently that like there's been so much sim news, which don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but I am having a hard time keeping up. I'm not going to lie. Like I feel like all of a sudden I was like, wait, there's a pack trailer coming out and we have more kits being announced, and like, oh my gosh, like there's just so much. And I know a lot of it's just because we just had the Sims 25th anniversary, which by the way, again, like I definitely did buy The Sims 1 and Sims 2. I couldn't help myself. I had never actually played The Sims 2 before, but I did play Sims 1, and that was very nostalgic, like being able to go back and play that. I forgot how difficult it was. If you're someone who's played Sims 1, like let me know which Sims is actually your favorite. And it's just kind of funny, like looking back at Sims like 2 actually playing it, that you can really see where stuff actually came from, which was kind of exciting. Like, and so I'm learning how to play Sims 2 right now, and I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun. Like I say learning, but you know, every game's just like a little bit different, but I am having a good time. However, building in The Sims 4 is my favorite. Like I really, really enjoy it. I don't think I really plan on having any build content from like Sims 1 or Sims 2. I know like there are a lot of creators that are posting that kind of thing, but I don't know, I enjoy playing The Sims 4 when it comes to building. So hopefully that's okay with everybody. And I know there's plenty of content out there for Sims 1 and 2 as well. And I know that I talked over like a lot of this build, so I apologize, but I will say that the parents' bedroom here was honestly a little bit difficult for me. And I also kind of felt like, because I had the easel downstairs, that maybe one of the parents was really into art. So I ended up actually using this really cool bed. I think it's like an unlockable from the art career or aspiration, or I think it's career. And it's, again, it is part of base game, so it's not an issue. It's just one of those things that you can have like unlocked through cheats. So I definitely used it because I thought it was really pretty. And then just kind of adding art around and just thinking, yeah, that one of the parents was just kind of into that. So I thought that was a cute nod to what the sim might be into. Of course you can change it, but I really was trying to keep it that blue and orange. And when it came to the beds, that became very, very difficult. Like, I don't know why. I wish we need a new bed. We need a new bed for base game. Like, I feel like that's definitely something, a new double bed is something we need. I don't think we've gotten one. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong. It's just hard to keep up with all of this stuff. But I feel like it's something we need. You know what I mean? Like, we have that new dresser I almost used. We have the new fireplace, windows, doors. Like, but I feel like a bed would be really nice. You know, something a little more contemporary with, please, a bunch of swatches. Plain swatches even. I'll take it. Like, I will take any swatches you will give me. And, like, I just think it would have made my life a whole lot easier, to be honest, when I was doing this. And I definitely really didn't have an issue, like, doing the kids' bedrooms. Although I did end up doing, so in the infant's bedroom, I know that I keep wanting to call it Get Together. It's not Get Together. Oh my goodness. What is that pack? Anyways, the one we have all like the infant stuff, we got changing tables. And honestly, when we got that infant base game update and we did not get changing tables for base game, it honestly broke my heart. I really was kind of expecting us to get that because it just feels like something, you know, you would want. I get maybe having more with Growing Together. That's the name of the pack, Growing Together. I think all of the expansion packs, the names are so similar that like my brain just can't keep up with them all. But with Growing Together, you know, we got changing tables, and I get maybe having a more variety with that, but I really wish we had one for base game. And I did, though, in the infant's room, end up making like a pretend changing table because I don't know, it felt, you know, appropriate. It felt really cute. Like, we have this like changing table clutter, like that basket with all the diapers in it. We have like the diaper clutter and everything, but no changing table. It just seems kind of silly not to have one. So I do end up adding like a fake one. And when I say a fake one, I literally took a dresser and basically sized down one of the benches one notch and then raised it up. So it kind of looks like there's like a padded area on top of the dresser. Like, with the idea being that, you know, your sim would put the baby there and that kind of thing. And then I added like clutter around it too. Like, I feel like I haven't done that in a while, but again, since I don't do base game very often, if I do a kid's room and want a changing table, I just put one from Growing Together there. And I think it ends up looking really cute, but like I said, we've got all of this really cute changing table clutter, but not a changing table, which is just kind of, I don't know. Like I said, it's a little bit frustrating, but nevertheless, I think it's really cute to kind of have a fake one. And of course, if you do have growing together and you can like replace it, that kind of thing, but just adding in a bunch of clutter here. And then we end up having, I figured in the kids' room that, I don't know if it's twins or just like two kids, but I end up going and kind of being inspired by, it's the same rug that I have here in the infants' room, but with the dinosaur swatch, which is so cute. And with growing together, we have a bed that has the dinosaur swatch, which I really loved. And of course I'm talking about this out of order because I guess I did the teens room next. So apologies about that. So I guess we'll get back to the kids room. But I ended up going with this really pretty like blue and green leaf bed and then combining it with that leaf wallpaper. I just thought that looked kind of cool. And I just kind of added, again, from the new, like the event, we got this like blow up chair, which I thought was so cute, the inflatable chair. So I ended up using 2 of those in here because it just felt, I don't know, like something a teen would have, like kind of a little hangout space in here, and just kind of having like a bunch of posters, that kind of thing around here. And I think it ended up looking really cute, and just adding like a little bit of backpack clutter. And I ended up putting like a homework book there by the mirror, like maybe the sim kind of just hangs out, and that maybe this teen is into music. I thought that would be really cute. So I think I do end up putting a stereo in here, and then the guitar, and I think I thought about putting like a microphone in here, but I think I opted not to, if I remember correctly. And of course, that's something you can add if you would like to. And then in the kids' room that I talked about earlier, I ended up using that dinosaur rug, which again, I really wish I had the bed swatches for, but I think it still turned out just fine. And then of course, the way I put the like windows in this room, it like took me a minute to decide where I wanted to actually put the beds, but I ended up having this little like play area over here. I think I included the like chemistry set and like the drawing table, the craft table. Yeah, I think it's a craft table. As well as I think I end up putting, well, I have a toy box out in the like the stair landing, and I also put a toy box out in the backyard as well because I figured the kids could go hang out there. And I just thought, I don't know, I have all these like cute ideas. Like I feel like I don't necessarily do that stuff when I'm playing in The Sims, but I guess I build more than I do play, and I just think it just, I don't know, it's adorable to think about that kind of stuff. And then adding in the really cute dinosaur plushies, like, because I mean, I had to, right? Like, it just matched so well in here. And then adding a bunch of toys over on that cubicle, and just all of the clutter. I just, like, I think this room ended up looking really cute. And believe it or not, I actually end up adding in a pool downstairs as well. Oh, and I will say I did not put a toddler potty in this build since I didn't intend for there isn't a toddler in here right now, but of course you can add that in there and swap out the bed if you'd like to. I think that crib actually can be converted to a toddler bed. And I will say, so this is when I realized that there was a floor tile. That there was a new floor tile. I just didn't even realize. So you can see I just kind of like swapped this stuff out and ended up like, I think I changed some of the swatches there in that breakfast nook as well. And then of course in the kids' bathroom, just adding all of the clutter, all of the things. I ended up putting like a makeup palette there too in the bathroom, which I thought was really cute. Again, that's actually from Debug. And I did earlier put like a remote as well, like kind of on the coffee table, which is from Debug, in case you were wondering. It kind of like some extra clutter and kind of like realistic clutter too. And then adding a space for your Sims to sit. And I do end up putting some gardening boxes out here as well, which I think ended up looking really cute too. So again, just trying to put a bunch of stuff here that your Sims can actually work on. And then I ended up actually moving the fence because I decided I wanted to put the monkey bars back here, but I didn't feel like there was a ton of room. So I ended up just kind of bumping the fence out, and then actually I did it like to the side and back a little bit farther so I could actually squeeze in a little pool and a space for your Sims to hang out. And I feel like, you know, I was back and forth about adding the pool, but I figured, you know what, we didn't used to have a pool. You know, that wasn't originally part of base game, but it is now. So I figured I needed to, right? Like I had to put in a pool, you know, because we have access to those now. And I don't think I made it a rounded pool just because I feel like sometimes I still have issues with rounded rooms and pools and things like that. And it just, I don't know, it didn't make a whole lot of sense in this backyard since it was already a pretty small pool. And then, oh yeah, I forgot I also put in the telescope there. And I feel like it'd be really cute. You could probably fit, if you wanted to, the treehouse on this lot too, if you have growing together and want to include it. And I end up kind of using some stones as well to kind of frame the walk areas. And I do end up putting a dollhouse back here as well, since there wasn't like a ton of room in the kids' room since they were a little bit smaller, but I wanted to include that for them as well, for some skill building for them, and of course just for some fun, like something for them to actually do and work on, which I thought would be really cute and adorable. And I end up actually putting the ladder right there because it made the most sense to have that there. And then I really wish we could change the color. Like, I love the coloring for the pool that came with, I think it was Get Together, and it kind of just changes the swatch of the water, which, in case you didn't know, you are able to do that. And I just, I wish I could have done that, but just adding in some stones here, and these are out of debug in case you're wondering, again, just from base game. I just felt like it helped frame out some of these areas really well. And then of course going back and adding in terrain paint, because I just think it like brings the landscaping to life, to add in some dirt and things like that around, just because you would have dirt kind of all over the place in the backyard. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.